DemonCrawl, aka the most addicting BS I've played in years. What happens if you turn Minesweeper into a roguelite? You get DemonCrawl, but why exactly is it so BS? Well, to answer that, I'll first have to quickly go over what Minesweeper is, explain what a roguelite is, since many people have a slightly different understanding of this, and then tell you how it all comes together in DemonCrawl to fuck you over seemingly every time you're close to accomplishing something. So what is Minesweeper? I'm sure you've all seen something like this before. Well, that's Minesweeper. It is a logic/puzzle game where you have to figure out where the mines are. Every one of these squares, I'll call them cells from now on, has a number on it, ranging from 0 to 8. All of the zeros are just blank cells. These numbers tell you how many mines are adjacent to this cell. You want to open all the cells without mines. However, one wrong click and you're dead. While it is an incredibly simple concept, there's definitely a learning curve. At first you might only recognize basic things like, this cell only has 3 tiles adjacent to it, and the cell itself is a 3, so obviously all of them are mines. But as you play more, you learn some more advanced clues, like this. However, Minesweeper can come in 2 variations. Ones that are solvable without guessing, and ones that aren't. And as a little spoiler, that is why DemonCrawl is an asshole. Now that you're all caught up on Minesweeper, here's a quick version of Rogue-Lites. A game with procedural generation that features permanent death, but some persistent unlocks. Popular examples include Faster Than Light, or FTL, The Binding of Isaac, and Rogue Legacy. These are different from quote-unquote true roguelikes, which feature no progression or persistent unlocks. As said before, the definition can vary a little bit depending on who you ask. Some people might include games with unlocks that don't increase power, so basically side grades or options, under roguelites. Also, for some people, roguelike is an umbrella term for roguelikes and lights. And with that out of the way, I can now tell you that DemonCrawl is a roguelite. It takes the exact gameplay of Minesweeper, but mixes in items, health, and some other unique modifiers. Let's go over some simple things first. Unlike in Minesweeper, you have health. Whenever you click on a monster, this game's version of Mines, you take some amount of damage to your health. The amount varies between stages and can also be influenced by various other factors. While health can be restored, if it reaches 0, the run is over. Now onto the items. Wait, no, not those. There's 5 different kinds of items. You have passive items, which provide you a bonus by just sitting in your inventory. There's consumable items, which can be used once to provide a bonus and then disappear. There's magic items, which function similarly to consumables, but they don't disappear. Instead, you have to recharge them by opening cells. Next, we have legendaries, which are basically just stronger passive items. However, you can only hold one of those. And finally, omens. They're also passive items, but negative ones. And this is where the game really shines, through its vast variety of unique effects. To give you some more control over your runs, you can choose a mastery class. Wrong game. There's currently 34 classes, each one catering to a unique playstyle. Do you hate the fact that you can just carry one legendary item? Play protagonist. Do you hate it when omens ruin your build? Play witch. Whichever mechanic you like, there's probably a mastery for it. A run in this game consists of multiple Minesweeper boards, called stages, each with its own potential modifiers. A few examples of modifiers. When you enter the stage, you gain an omen. If you click on a monster, any nearby revealed monsters will also attack. There's a bunch of money. If you're injured, you take damage every few turns. However, you cannot die to this effect. Your health, items, and money persist through stages. Money? Yes, money!
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Woohoo! You can find a few different things in empty cells. Chests, which might contain an item, or simply money. Money drops, health drops, or strangers. Strangers come in various different types and can be interacted with. For a price. A doctor will heal you, a nomad might buy or sell an item. But of course, not everyone is on your side. You might also encounter a bagman, who will simply increase the monster's damage unless you pay him. Once again, those are just a few examples, There's more than a dozen strangers, so I will leave it at that. Just know that there's a lot to discover. Remember when I said this is a roguelite? Well, it's time to talk about the progression and unlocks. First of all, every completed stage grants you some experience which will increase your level. Leveling up unlocks new items to be found, new cosmetics like a profile picture for example, and also grants some tokens. This is DemonCrawl's persistent currency. Coins are gone when you die, tokens stay until you spend them. You can also randomly find tokens on the stage, just like coins, health pickups or chests. Tokens can be spent to unlock cosmetics, new items and masteries. However, to be able to buy a mastery, you first need to do something related to it. Want to unlock the Immortal Mastery because you hate dying? First you need to finish a run with at least 2 revives. This can be accomplished through various means. You could find this item, or maybe you encounter this stage mod. Every mastery has 3 tiers, each granting an additional benefit. In the case of the Immortal Mastery, if you wanted to unlock the second tier, you need to finish a run with at least 3 revives. And then for the final tier, you need 4 or more. Getting 4 revives might sound a little crazy, but keep in mind that you can start a run with Immortal 2 once it's unlocked, which gives you this. If you enjoy unlocking things, this game will keep you busy for quite a while. So, now that you're super excited to get into this game, let me do what I do best. Buzzkill. Let's talk about the game's biggest problem. Getting unlucky. Getting unlucky is not something unique to this game. In most roguelites, you can just get awful items that don't synergize at all. The big difference is that in a game like Binding of Isaac, you can still finish the run. It might be a pain and require extreme focus, but it's doable. In DemonCrawl, you might just have to guess on where the mines are 5 times in a row. Or maybe you have a god-tier combo of items that could just carry you through the entire run, and then the game decides to apply a sledgehammer to your nuts. Got your Godmonger and Lucky Bamboo and you're ready to roll in legendaries? Here, have this. Or my personal favorite, haha, you die. I had this combo once, and you literally die as soon as you start the stage. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. This game also has a few bugs, inconsistencies, and lack of polish. First of all, why is your health called lives? 5 HP is referred to as 5 lives in this game, but when a non-DemonCrawl player thinks of lives, they probably think of what is a revive in this game. There's inaccurate item descriptions with one item saying if your morality is positive, do X, otherwise do Y, and it considers your morality positive at 0, but another item says if your morality is positive, do X, else do Y, and at 0 morality, it triggers the negative effect. Look at this item. It allows you to sell items when you're at an item shop. What it doesn't tell you is that this doesn't apply to omens. Sure, it makes sense from a balancing standpoint, but why aren't you told that? Now have a guess how to use this item. It's a passive item. Here's the answer. You can click on a monster to turn it into a minion. Doesn't matter what a minion is for this. Where does it tell you to click on them? One item routinely bugged out the remaining monster count. Unfortunately, I don't have an example recorded, but it's quite easy to picture. You know that there's 1 monster left. However, the game says there's -8. Once you flag that monster and open the empty slots, the stage is over and everything's fine. It's simply a visual bug. I've also had quite a few situations where things happen that I simply could not figure out. I'm left sitting there wondering, did I forget about some weird undocumented effect? Or was this yet another bug? So here's my summary. Playing this game is like an abusive relationship. It's enjoyable at times, and then you just get a kick in the face. But for some inexplicable reason, you just keep coming back for more, telling yourself it'll be better next time. And maybe it will, maybe it won't. Either way, joke's on you, because it's already 3 in the morning and you just realized that you're going to get 4 hours of sleep at best. So no matter what, the game wins. But on a more serious note, would I recommend this game? If you love Minesweeper as much as I do and you want a new spin on it, go ahead. However, if you hate losing to things outside of your control with absolutely nothing you could have done about it, this game will be pure misery for you. And somehow, despite all the guessing, despite all the BS the game has thrown at me, this is the only game in years that managed to truly scratch that one more run itch that just results in me going to bed way later than I should have. I give this game an I hate you out of 10.